Hello.
Hello. This is Trav and Cass.
With real talk.
Real talk. We don't know what we're going to talk about yet. We haven't discussed it. We're just going to
Like on the spot, wing it.
It's the best way to do a conversation.
Out of the box topics. We want to know shit that people won't talk about.
Like everything. Except for work, money, all that shit.
We want to talk about the exciting stuff.
So, do you want to kick it up? What have you got to tell the world?
Oh, shit.
Or what have you got to tell me so the world can hear?
Well, why don't we just use our real life experiences? That might help. Alright, so Sunday. Today's Sunday.
Why don't you start from the start and tell them a bit about yourself and how this to come.
Okay.
The awakening.
Alright. That could be the starting topic.
Oh.
Alright, so Trav and I have been dating for like 3 years. We've known each other since we were like 13. We were completely different back then, your typical teenager. Went through our relationships, whatever, met up later on, now we're together. We like somehow got real spiritual. We've always been... It started off with the conspiracy theories, like the Zeitgeist. I stayed over at his house and we were watching Zeitgeist. And that just started opening my mind. Not really opening my mind because I've always had an open mind. It was more like it made me remember the things I used to think about before I was a teenager. So it started there, and from there I started thinking about the questions everyone thinks about. Is there God? Why are we here? Blah, blah, blah. And from there I realised I was manifesting what I wanted without even realising that was what was happening back then. So that was already the start of my journey, I suppose, because I'd opened my mind from there. So then when I met Trav, I started doing things that like I wouldn't normally do. I got braces. I'm 23, by the way. I got super nervous about getting braces. I got them. I went and did a course in the city that I would never do if I hadn't met him. From there I have a spiritual friend at work and she uses healing crystals, and she suggested that I should buy one. It might help me relax a bit more in going to this new course. So I bought one. From there I got obsessed with them and kept buying more. From there I researched further about them. From there I realised that they started working. All the things I was reading about them started happening when I was using them. From there I used my time at night to start researching everything I could. Anything that was on my mind, things that people wouldn't talk about, I started researching them. From there, things just started happening, like synchronicities, and I know you all know what synchronicities are if you're a spiritual person. That started happening. Then I started getting comfortable with it and talking about it with Trav, and he was a bit like iffy at the start. He was like, like I think you're just getting a bit obsessed with it, it's not really happening. But then he got more open to it and it started happening to him too. And so like fast forward like a year to 2 years and we're sort of here now, like really open with like any kind of theory about what's going on, and we want to hear everyone else's theories. We want to like talk about shit that people won't talk about because we're kind of sick of, hey, how are you? What do you do for a job? Like, what are you doing on the weekend? What brand of clothes are you wearing? Like, who wants to talk about that shit anymore? So
Well, my name's Travis and I'm 24. My beginning was when I was born. My parents raised me extremely well, took me away a lot, showed me a lot, taught me a lot. So I kind of knew all these answers to all these questions that were getting asked through spirituality, but I never actually recognized them for myself. I felt them, but I never seen them in letter form until I came along to Cassie. So my spirituality awakening was a lot. Basically, she woke me up. She's the knowledge one that goes into deep internet and stays up all hours of the night. Should call her Owl. Anyways, through our little journey and path, a lot of things have come up into question that we've answered ourselves, but of course every single answer has another question behind it, so it's kind of hard to keep up with time. Time's winning at the moment. Now, what we mean by spirituality and like our path and journey and understanding things a lot better than what you did at the start. Becoming much more aware than what you actually are. So, in other words, you may think you're completely aware because that's the limits your brain will accept, but if you have a better understanding of a lot more, your limits will rise and you'll realise that the sky isn't the limit. There's a lot more out there and it will never end, ever. Us ourselves have realised that the world isn't what we thought it was growing up. Education isn't what we thought it was growing up. Neither did our teachers or parents or friends or anybody we were around. They didn't know any better, so we can't blame anyone. Only ourselves. Not even ourselves, but ancestors. It's kind of weird. So, the spirituality side of life is more consciousness. Mine's more consciousness.
I want to tell them more about you.
Oh yeah, mine's more consciousness. So, I'm interested in nature, conscious, all that sort of shit. We won't include jobs into this because that's all part of the Matrix anyway, so we're not going to talk about that because it's shit.
Unless you're doing what you love, because that's really good. That's kind of what the purpose is, I think. If you're going to do something every day, you might as well do what you would do anyway for free. If you were never getting paid to do something and you could do something every day, what would it be? Even if it's the most simple thing, like mine is singing. I could sing it all day, every day, like till my fucking bones dry up. This one can rap forever as well. We can actually make money out of that, but right now these are just hobbies of ours. So like, we want to get people thinking, like, think about what would you do every day, like, if you weren't even getting paid for it. What could you stand to do every day? Like, what makes your heart, like, flutter, like, you know?
There's a chart to happiness and sadness. And what you do makes you happy and what you do makes you sad. But it's self-discipline that will help you through this process. If you can be okay with being sad or be okay with something going wrong, then you will see your life a lot better. Mm-hmm. And you will understand it a lot better. It's kind of weird because in school, you know, you'd probably be watching this right now having this thought that we're either insane or really smart or onto something here or not onto something here.
Or just
vice
talking
versa.
shit. Just talking shit.
Just talking shit.
Which
but
we kind of are. No, we are, but like, it's real shit, real talk.
Yeah, real shit, real talk. Real talk.
This is what we do for like hours. So anyway, so we thought, why not like record ourselves and get other people like involved, because we're not getting help outside really. Like, we figured out basically that like we are the answer. We are the ones that will save ourselves. And you're all the ones that will save yourselves. And if no one else is going to talk about this shit, and if this is what we're talking about anyway, we might as well record this and get other people talking with us. Because, I mean, this one's a twin, and his twin and him are like two peas in a pod. They are fully open-minded with all this stuff, and we could sit there for hours, us three, and talk about all this stuff. But like, you know, 3's not enough. We need the whole world to like wake up. And I know you're all waking up.
Slowly. It's weird because you can wake up and figure all this shit out, but it's never ending. So don't
It's an
don't
ongoing
think you're
process.
asleep
It's
just
an
yet.
ongoing process.
You just have not been exposed or told about the information we are gonna release in real talk.
Now, we're not like claiming to have like, I mean, I research a lot and I don't speak about things just on my opinion. I make sure that I have a lot of research behind it, but I am saying that both of us are just talking in conversation. We're not like claiming to be geniuses and like experts on everything. We're just talking about real things that are on our minds, like going back and forth with opinion. And yes,
It's
what
a
are we watching right now?
cruel world.
What is
this on TV's Mad Max. I'm sorry if I'm a bit
Right,
distracted.
so see, right now we're already in the Matrix. We're watching a movie right now, like that. It's not even important, but like, hey, it's Sunday. What the hell are we gonna do? That brings me back to my point. We were talking about Sunday. So what I was gonna do is use our real life experiences into our talks because this might help people. So Sunday is our day off to. It's like our main day off every week to do something
Which
together.
is today.
Sunday today.
What day?
For some reason,
What date is it?
the date.
Yep.
You know, is a date.
I don't know. I was hoping you'd come up with that one. But keep going anyways.
So it's Sunday, right? And
Who gives a fuck?
we have this thing where we seem to fight every Sunday. And I know a lot of couples do it because I talk about this with my friends at work and like they're always like, oh, what? We do that too. So expectations. We want the day to be so perfect that like we're super nice to each other, and as soon as like one little comment is like out of that niceness, like it will make the other person like a little bit angry, and then it just goes back and forth. And Trav and I are very passionate. Like we're very passionate when we're in love. We're very passionate when we're angry, and vice versa. So it exploded like it always does every Sunday. But even though it's happening a lot, and we are aware that it's happening a lot, because we're aware that it's happening, we're also becoming better at recognizing it when it's happening, and we can sort of get out of it quicker. Trav a lot quicker than me. He can get over things in 2 seconds. I take like 5 years.
Why hold the grudge, guys? Just push it.
Yin yang, I don't know. So
Let's start a topic.
well, this is the topic.
Sunday. Oh yeah, true.
I'm getting into it. See, look, we're the opposite how we talk. And we went crazy, like in the car, like, ah, like yelling at each other. And we know that like it's happening and that the matrix and our ego and all that shit is causing it at the same time. And we're allowing it to happen. But we're humans after all. Like the emotions are going to happen. You have to be okay with letting them happen and then move on. Trav is very good at moving on. Me, I haven't got that far yet. It's a serious problem of mine. I hold grudges a long time. I'm super emotional. But, like, what time is it? Probably like 5, 6 o'clock p.m. on a Sunday. And we're okay now. And we're talking about it on a podcast. So, like, we've already evolved in this Sunday thing. So, what we're saying is awareness is, like, the key. Self-discipline is super important because... like, we all want to be lazy and sit around and do nothing, but that does no good. You get nothing out of that. So, self-discipline. We need to, like, be aware when that shit is happening and get on top of it. We are in control as much as we feel like we are not in control. And I'm learning that. Do you want to add anything? 'Cause I'm getting intense.
You just released the Sunday sessions. It's good. We did have a big brawl. And just gotta pick up on what you left off. Learn from your mistakes.
Just gotta keep on, keeping on.
This one holds grudges. But my Sundays are weird. Every day is weird for me. I don't see it as a sun to mun, you know, or a when, the... It's not like that. So...
oh, Lordy.
You know, we're just talking shit. We're just gonna go like off course here.
Oh yeah, so this happens a lot. We ramble, we go back and forth, but like who doesn't? We're not like, this isn't like we haven't got a camera crew like with a script like telling us what to say. So real talk.
Anyways. Well.
Be interesting to see if we get any comments. Like this is like what, our second video, and like we haven't even posted this yet. So if we even get one like, this is amazing. Amazing.
If someone can relate to this weird ass fucking matrix that we're in, this hologram,
so
fucking, don't know if we're getting into 4D or not, because contrast is getting a lot brighter in the sky.
Yes.
Things are getting a lot clearer.
Right. So we
might just be growing up.
find we are in nature like all the time now. Like this, we're in a 2-story house right now. All you can see is a wall and a bed. We're in a fucking sick house. But all I feel is negativity when I'm in here. Like, we need to get out in nature. Like, the air, the fresh air, the sun. Don't wear sunglasses. Sun gaze. Sun gaze is the shit.
Sun gaze. Not too much, though.
Yeah, not too much. But, like, let that shit
get
get in you. You get... Good stuff happens. Good stuff happens. It was probably the fact that we were even in nature today that we got over that fight so quickly. Like, it's just... It's so beautiful. How can you get angry when you're looking at all that?
I wish I had said that when we're in the moment.
See, like nothing happens in the moment, right? It happens afterwards. So this is a process for us. We're gonna be like Neo and Trinity at the end of this. And you're all Neo and you're all Trinity.
It's weird.
How long has this been going for? 16:45. Like that could be the end of it, or we could keep going. And we could keep going for hours. Like, so it really depends on how much you like talking about this shit.
I'll bring up a topic. I want you to tell them about...
Can you please turn the fan up?
About...
I'll do it.
No, I'll do it. Synchronicity.
It's really hot. Like, we're getting hot. It's a bit hot in here.
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity is so amazing. Okay, so... Synchronicity is probably the easiest way to transition from like normal beliefs to more spiritual or open-minded beliefs, because all you have to do is think about the word synchronicity. You can go look up what synchronicity is. Everyone's got a different meaning to a word, right? They associate a word to their own meaning. Go look up synchronicity, feel it in your mind, and let your own meaning come to it. And then once you start focusing on it, without you even having to do anything, all you have to do is think about the word and your meaning of the word, and then it starts happening. Synchronicity is like coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences. Lots of people do. Whatever. Synchronicity is like a super coincidence. Like, it's like your higher self giving you like messages, and then you're receiving them and then getting it, and then understanding that it's been sent to you. So like seeing the same numbers all the time, numbers that are important to you, names that mean something to you, like thinking about a friend and then seeing them right afterwards, wanting, like sometimes I'll be thinking about calling Trav and then he'll call me at the same time and I'm like, what? It's a little synchronicity. What are big ones? I've had big ones before. Super big ones, because I write them all down.
6s everywhere.
Yeah, so I've got a 6, but oh wait, can you see?
Even I can identify this.
Can you see that on the camera?
Yeah.
Alright, so I've got a 6 behind my ear. It's my favourite number. It's my birth date. It's my lucky number. And I see it everywhere. Even like the houses I've lived in have like randomly had the number 6 in them and stuff. Also 11, I see 11 everywhere. I know everyone sees 11 because we're all awakening at the same time. I'm not saying I'm like special or anything, but this is what synchronicity is. So when that starts happening and you can see it, more stuff happens. And when you can focus on other things, they start happening, and it's sort of just like a what happened? What's it called when you throw a pebble in the pond and it like keeps going bigger? A spiral effect. It's like a spiral effect. It keeps on going. So like you just once you get like the knowledge and like the thought, and you can keep thinking it every day, it just gets better from there. But what we're talking about is how life gets in the way and like normal shit starts happening. You gotta go to work, oh wait, we said we weren't gonna talk about that, but so that shit keeps happening, and then people forget that they're like gods and goddesses and magic, and magic is real. It's everywhere.
Synchronicity by Cassie Shue. Real talk. Alright, I'm going to tell you about my source field. So, I keep getting these theories every day about this source and an intelligence that is alive and existing and is not visible, but is everything and everyone. When you say we are one, we are an intelligence. You can't say a one. A one is an idea from somebody. It's a number. It's one. You can't. It's weird. So, source field is a design of something. Who knows who designed the source field or intelligence, but I believe it's God, what they call God. So, next time you go to a church and they tell you about God and that bloke in the sky that needs money, don't believe them. Don't fall for that shit. Churches aren't real. None of that is real. Jesus may have been real, but he may have been just like us, and nobody accepted him, so they hung him up on a fucking cross and killed him, the dumb cunts. If that's a true story. Sorry for swearing.
You should more be sorry about bringing up Jesus. That's going to get a lot of comments.
I don't care, because it's my beliefs. If you don't accept...
Well, yeah, whatever. This is just...
Click X right now, but I'm going to continue. So, source field, God, my God. It is almost an energy that brought together a birth, which they call the Big Bang. I believe it was a birth. So, not just like as a sexual system like humans, as an energy sexual system. So, an energy was attracted to another energy, or an energy produced itself into two to be able to design life. Anyways, so I believe intelligence created that birth, which created the universe, planet Earth, everything. That intelligence is aware. It knows. It can hear you. It can hear your thoughts, feelings. It can feel your breath. It can hear anything.
Yes,
So,
yes. I think that.
Instead of praying to it, and...
It's more like pray to yourself. Like, you're the God. You're the one that's hearing the prayer. You're the one... You're praying, right? And you're praying for things. Who's the one hearing it? Like, your higher self can hear all that stuff and knows what you want.
Yeah,
You're all the same thing. It's the ego, your higher self, God. Like, it's all one, all you. We're all connected. We're all... You all know this.
Yeah. We are all connected. Everything is connected. Every animal, every species, trees, anything that grows is alive. Any sort of that is intelligence, is source. So, it's more of a very, very, very creative, smart intelligence. I don't know, another word for it. Just picture a ball of energy that had the ideas. Anyways,
Well, yeah.
So, I believe the source field is the creator of us and everything. And when I say it is aware and it knows what you're doing, it can't contact you to tell you you're doing wrong or good. It's in the moment, so it is you. You are doing it. Whatever you do, you create your reality. Whatever you do is affecting the earth. If you can wake up with a smile, wake up sad, you are source field. You're a part of it. You're like a bit of, say the energy ball was in front of me, I pulled a tiny bit off and threw it into the earth, and because of the habitat we live in, it had to design itself into a existing form so it can exist, alive. It craves existence, so it's broken up into bits.
It's a bit loud.
Anyways, more on the source field. The cross,
I've got a whole book on this.
if you want to know what that means, that's female and male forces coming together.
And
So,
yeah, but Jesus was the one that said that. He was the one that said that's why he wore it.
Yeah, but is that in our Bible today that's been rewritten? Or...
True, I don't know.
Yeah, you
got me there.
nothing
It's so
makes
hard.
sense.
Like, I've got, if you hold on, we'll just quickly look at all my books here, people. Can you see the books? They're on my books, right? It's on like well, there's more than that. It's on like every topic, but like, I still figure, even after reading all that stuff, it's just people's words and people's perception, and yes, there's facts in there, and I super believe like a lot of it. But at the end of the day, it's like, what do you make of it? What's true in your heart when you hear it? What do you feel? Who are you?
Yeah. You're a human, and you're the same as all of us, but all of us have this idea of all of us that isn't real, that we've been trained to when we were raised to believe. So we are incredible. We are amazing. We're not humans or human beings or, whatever they say that is.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, us silly folks prefer to want them be. So we're in a situation where we're all fucked. Our generation's going down. Everybody's in debt. This intelligence that got its way at the start and done everything good, but completely fucked it all.
No. Yeah, I don't think he. Well, we always say he, right? We always say he.
No, I'm talking about like an evil in consciousness, so the government.
The other entity. The Matrix.
Look up atheist. Is it atheist?
Atheist is someone who doesn't believe in God.
Don't look up atheist. Look up...
Oh, what Tom says. Libertarian. A libertarian.
No, not libertarian. Oh, look up that too, but look up... Next subject.
What is it?
It's a...
I can help
Jesuit.
You. Oh, okay. Jesuit. I can't even pronounce it. See, he's gone further...
Pope's a Jesuit. Sorry.
He's gone further in that than me. See, I started out like all the conspiracies about the word. I get it, the fluoride, the vaccines, all that stuff. Sorry. Should we pause?
No.
I'll keep going. Yeah, I started researching all that stuff. The vaccines, the fluoride, everything, the chemtrails, blah, blah, blah. It's still you focusing on it. It's still creating fear. It's still creating anger. And they may be necessary steps for you to become awakened after. So I'm not saying don't research that stuff and don't get angry about it. It's just almost once after you do it and you get to that better place, you sort of realize, why did I even bother about that? But I suppose that's the process people have to go through to get to that point. So I started out like that. And then as I would tell Trav about them, he would get super into them, and I'd sort of move on to the next one because I'd be up for hours. I'd sort of get over it and understand it before he did, so I'd move on to the next subject and he'd still be on the one I was talking about like a week ago. So we'd sort of like not be like racing to the end sort of, but like I would just be moving through it faster because I didn't have more time to do it, and he was working more or whatever. So now I'm aware that all those things are happening, and it still frustrates me that they are happening, but they are necessary for our awakening. They're necessary for everyone to see that there can be better, but you can't realize that there can be better until the worst has happened, sort of thing. So that's where I'm at right now, just trying to accept that the world knows what it's doing, Mother Nature knows what she's doing, and if everything does have a plan, then let the plan happen and sort of just go with it, because we are like this big and the universe is like this big, and our little problems about what we think about all day, like even though they are super significant in our hearts at the time, we are so insignificant in the grander scales of things. So I feel like he's maybe not peeing because he's been a bit longer than like 2 minutes, unless he's listening at the door. So we'll just keep going. Yeah, so now I focus on the amazing parts of the magic, because I suppose everyone focuses on all the bad things at the start, but now I've sort of moved past that and I'm aware that they're still happening, and I try and help when I can, but I'm more focused on myself and making myself a better person, because that way I can help others more. So right now I'm just trying to clean up my diet, get rid of the GMOs and all that stuff, all the toxins, focusing on yoga, meditation, natural, holistic ways of helping me sleep and feel relaxed and things like that. And I am doing a metaphysics course next year, so that will be like, you know, I can get more intense again. I sort of go through like patterns where it's like intense study and then like relax, like Buddha. And he's back.
Yeah. So what have you been discussing?
I was just sort of saying like that I used to get really like into the conspiracy theories, and I still do believe them all, but like I'm more focused on like the loving, keep the energies up, like...
Yeah, conspiracy theories.
Oh, my foot's gone to sleep.
That shit's bullshit. I said they're designed to make you believe it's a conspiracy theory. Look at the word, conspiracy theory. If you understand that, it's designed by the government to make you question everything. That's why I believe 9/11 was not a terrorist attack.
I think everyone knows that now.
A government attack.
Oh. Okay.
Or anyone
I know what you're going to
aware
say.
enough
I know what
to
you're
know
going to
what
say.
was going on. But if we go back to intelligence, it's kind of weird when I say this, but I believe it identified that humanity is failing and that money has controlled and taken over our feelings, which affects Mother Earth. So, in other words, it tapped into a frequency of somebody or the government, everybody in the government, let's say, without them realising that they had to create something like this, 9/11, to make people much more aware of what's going on with the government.
Yeah, and that got explained.
With evil
That got explained in the Back to the Future. So
it's weird theory.
If any of you have watched that and sort of believe the theory, that's what he's talking about, and it kind of makes sense. Like, he showed me. He actually showed all my family. We watched it and we were like, "What the fuck? Back to the Future is full on real." But
it's a real prediction.
I didn't believe it at first. I was like, no, like that can't be all for our evolution and expansion. But like after thinking about it and rewatching it, it really like... We can't say that. I was watching his video last night and he was like, "All these niggas are copying my words and these ain't me."
Really?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? If you're watching this 1-3 spirituality, you stopped a year ago. So I'm continuing your slang, whether you like it or not.
We love you, by the way. Like, I love your videos, and we like say your catchphrases all the time. But like, out of love for like how cool you are. So.
No.
Anyways.
No.
Also, I have to do a shout out to Melissa Camper. Your videos are like amazing and really open my eyes.
Do a shout out? No, I won't say that. No. So
she's gonna look at this and be like, "No."
If anybody has any questions on what was said, or any questions,
anything,
in general,
we're probably gonna get so many people bagging us like, "What the fuck? These people are on drugs, whatever."
Correct.
I just want to hear it all. I want to hear the bad, the good, everything. Like, do you agree? Do you disagree? Like, real. Give us real talk. Real talk.
Real talk. Signing out.
Peace, motherfuckers.